Remember open borders? You remember build the wall? Maybe you remember kids in cages or no crisis at the border, and all of a sudden there's 400,000 immigrants trying to break into America and throw rocks at Border Patrol. Maybe you remember the dead children found in the desert, or the children rescued after being trafficked. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Amazingly, Joe Biden wants you to forget. Let's go over here to Fox and take a look at it, guys. Biden would return to Obama-era immigration policies if elected, report says. Contrast between Trump and Biden's immigration policies is stark, Heritage Foundation says. Exclusive. Joe Biden, if elected president, would undo a number of key Trump administration policies related to immigration, and specifically illegal immigration. A new report predicts, concluding that the differences between the two candidates on the issue is stark. The contrast between President Trump and Biden's immigration policies is stark, the report by the Conservative Heritage Foundation, obtained by Fox News ahead of its release, says. If Biden were to become president, he would return to many of the same immigration policies in place during the Obama administration. This would include protecting and expanding the DACA program, admitting at least 125,000 refugees annually, and seeking amnesty for 11 million illegal aliens, it says. President Trump ran his 2016 campaign with immigration as a primary issue, particularly stopping illegal immigration across the southern border with Mexico, and kept it as a priority during his administration. Biden has promised to undo a number of the policies that Democrats have blasted as cruel. You must mean the policies that Obama put in place and you all tried to blame on Donald, like them kids in cages we talked about already. Trump has pushed to end the Obama-era Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program, that gives protection from deportation to some illegal immigrants who came to the country as children. However, he has hit roadblocks, particularly in the Supreme Court. Biden, the report notes, would give DACA recipients, whom he calls Dreamers, a roadmap to citizenship and reinstate the DACA program. Biden would also make Dreamers eligible for federal student aid, loans, and Pell Grants, and debt-free community college, it says, also noting that the term Dreamer is broader than just the 825,000 DACA recipients and can refer to at least 3.6 million illegal immigrants who came to the U.S. under the age of 18 on the date a Dreamer bill would be enacted. On the question of what author Laura Reese describes as a general amnesty, the report finds that Trump has indicated a willingness to discuss amnesty with Congress as part of a negotiation for other immigration amendments that he deems are needed, but that he would likely face pushback from his base. In a second term, President Trump would pursue merit-based immigration reform with Congress, navigate rescinding DACA while negotiating an amnesty with Congress for anywhere from 800,000 up to 11 million illegal aliens, and continue to secure the border in the face of strong COVID economy immigration push factors, the report says. Biden, meanwhile, would aggressively advocate for legislation in Congress for a roadmap to citizenship for an estimated 11 million illegal immigrants, claiming it would help the economy and provide relief for people living in the U.S. for years. The Heritage Report also notes that the Trump's travel restrictions on countries deemed to be national security threats, including Libya, Iraq, North Korea, Venezuela, and Yemen, would likely be rescinded, with the Biden campaign describing it as a Muslim ban. It is yet another abuse of power by the Trump administration designed to target primarily black and brown immigrants. Biden will immediately rescind the Muslim bans, his campaign website states. Another key area where the two differ is on the treatment of asylum seekers and refugees. Biden would end a number of policies, including the migrant protection protocols known as the Remain in Mexico policy. That policy keeps migrants in Mexico as they await their immigration proceedings, and has been hailed as reducing the pull factors bringing migrants to the border. Opponents say it puts migrants seeking asylum in harm's way. The report finds that Biden would also dramatically increase government resources for asylum seekers and a network of support for them. Similarly, on refugees, where Trump has taken a number of moves to limit the number admitted by the U.S., Biden would seek to increase the refugee cap from 18,000 to 125,000 and seek to raise that further. Biden would also seek to end the Trump public charge rule, which restricts green cards for immigrants judged likely to be reliant on welfare. The report also finds that Biden would expand family-based chain migration by broadening the definition of immediate relative and approve family visa beneficiaries to enter the U.S. even if a green card was not yet available to them, the report says. A Biden administration would also increase the number of permanent employee-based visas as well as the number of H-1B high-skilled visas, something the Trump administration has sought to limit. A Biden presidency is not the only event that could roll back some of Trump's policies on immigration. The Supreme Court this week agreed to hear 2 cases on challenges to policies, specifically the Remain in Mexico policy and the construction of the wall at the border. Well, there it is, ladies and gents. It looks an awful lot like Joe Biden wants you and I to suffer, and he doesn't care how many illegal immigrants die to come make that happen. He wants us all to starve, and he's going to lie about how it's going to help the economy. Putting more people dependent on the system and making the system Big Brother is only going to impoverish the nation. My man, you know it. Why are you trying to do this, Joe? We know it. Why are you trying to get yourself ousted from the presidency, Joe? Why is Hunter beating you to the punch? Let's all pretend like our opinions matter. Leave them in the comments below. And remember, this is social media, so do all the things.